Hello and welcome. You're watching Good Morning India. I'm Gargi Rawat. Up ahead, we'll get you all the latest after the tragic bridge accident in Gujarat in which 130 people died. Today, the Prime Minister will be visiting Morbi. We'll get you all those details and all the questions that have arisen from this horrific tragedy. Let's take a look at the headlines we're tracking at this hour. 47 children are among the 130 people who were killed in India's worst bridge tragedy in decades. Gujarat has declared state mourning on the 2nd of November. The hospital in Morbi, where the injured are being treated, is getting painted and spruced up ahead of the Prime Minister's visit this afternoon. As family members complain they're getting no help in their search for loved ones, the Congress calls it an event out of tragedy. Glaring negligence revealed in the bridge repair process. No tender was issued. The company, Riva, had no experience in infrastructure projects. Some of the old wires holding the bridge together remained even after the renovation. Delhi's AQI enters the severe category, the worst band on the index as farm fires have increased, expected to impact the elderly and those with diseases. And Congress leader Rahul Gandhi's Bharat Jodo Yatra enters Hyderabad today. He will visit the historic Charminar and is expected to address a public meeting.
छह के 6:30 के बाद में पुल टूटा, एक भाग ही टूटा है।
450 आदमी थे पुल पे और एक ही साथी गिर गया।
बोल नहीं सकती अब मैं, बहुत बुरा हुआ, बच्चे लोग भी थे।
અને કર્તવ્યથી બંધાયેલા મારા સંસ્કાર એના કારણે મન મજબૂત કરીને
India's worst bridge tragedy in decades. Over 130 people are dead after a colonial-era bridge collapsed in Morbi in Gujarat. This includes 47 children. The youngest was just 2 years old. Gujarat will observe a day of state mourning tomorrow. Now, ahead of Prime Minister Narendra Modi's visit today to the civil hospital in Morbi, where victims of the suspension bridge collapse have been admitted, there's feverish work taking place not just for patients, but to spruce up the hospital. The painting and repair work is underway there, and the Congress hit out at the Gujarat government, calling it an event out of tragedy, while the Aam Aadmi Party has said shame. NDTV's Ankit Tyagi found a full cleanliness drive underway at the hospital with new water coolers being installed. All the injured have also now got new bed sheets, and the Aam Aadmi Party and the Congress hitting out after these visuals emerged of the work taking place at the hospital. The Congress calling it an event out of a tragedy, while the Aam Aadmi Party said, on one hand, people have lost their relatives in Morbi, and then instead of helping people, the entire system is busy painting the hospital to welcome Mr. Modi.
Yesterday at this hour in the civil hospital of Morbi, it was screams and cries. Ambulance after ambulance coming in, bringing the dead bodies and the injured from the bridge collapse incident. Today, the scene is very different. All bodies, most of them have been given to their relatives, but this hospital is almost getting a makeover. New work in a few places is being done. Slabs are being put. New water coolers have also been brought in haste. This is the old water cooler which was earlier installed here. Just if you look at the condition of this water cooler, this will tell you that this is quite old. But In front of this water cooler, there is a brand new water cooler which has been brought in. The box can also be seen there. While many would be thinking that the government is doing it because they want to upgrade the hospital after what has happened in Morbi, that's not actually the case. At this moment, all this work is going on because Prime Minister Narendra Modi is expected to visit this hospital tomorrow. In haste, a lot of workers have been put in, and after political parties in fact created a lot of hue and cry, they have stopped some of the work. I'll take you down and I will show you where fresh coat of paint has been put, new water coolers have been put, new slabs are being put, and because of the people, those who in fact created a lot of ruckus here, the work has at this moment been stopped for a while. Massive cleanliness exercise. It's good that the hospital is getting new equipment. The only question is, why has it been timed? Because of the visit of Prime Minister Narendra Modi. Why shouldn't these facilities be always a priority for the government in hospitals such as this? Even at the time of tragedy, people are questioning why such special treatment because of a VVIP visit.
Ankit also spoke to a man at the hospital, Vinod from Kutch, who is desperately searching for his relatives, a newly engaged couple who had visited the bridge, but their phones are now off.
In a dilapidated government building, any government building, if you see, people working overtime in the night, trying to give it a complete facelift, please understand that there is a VVIP visit pending. This wall behind me has been left, has not completely been painted, but the idea of painting this wall at the Morbi Civil Hospital possibly was to give Prime Minister an impression how good the government of Gujarat is working, but the ceiling gives it away that this hospital is in a very, very bad shape. I will also show you how quickly, because we went inside, new water coolers have come in. There are, just take a look at this, these new big cylinders for oxygen have come in. The polypack in which these cylinders came in is yet to be in fact taken out. There is cement everywhere. You'll see multiple people working to clean this hospital. It's a good thing that the hospital is being clean. Hospital should always be clean. But this is just being done to try and put some sort of a gloss over the shame that Morbi, over the tragedy that Morbi in fact witnessed yesterday with hundreds of people coming here, their bodies coming here. This is a ward which they are in fact trying to clean out, and possibly there will be some injured patients. We went to a few wards where some injured patient of this incident were in fact recuperating. The bed sheets there have been changed. But look at this massive cleanliness exercise. Beds are being lined up, and what we have been told is that there will be new furniture, new bed sheets which will come here, and few patients might even be in fact shifted here. But no matter how hard they do it, this hospital, just look at that. Just look at that, the roof of that floor. It will give it away. It will tell you the real story of what is happening at this moment. Let me also bring in at this moment this young gentleman. क्या नाम है भैया आपका?
मेरा नाम विनोद दाफड़ा है और ये मेरे साधु भाई के लड़के हैं और लड़की है। वो कल से गुम है उधर ही अपने ब्रिज पे, अभी तक नहीं मिले। और कुछ भी उधर भी कुछ काम काज कुछ भी नहीं चल रहा है, अभी उधर कुछ नहीं चल रहा है। हम 2 दिन से ऐसे घूम रहे इधर।
ये कल से लापता?
हाँ, कल से।
आपने यहाँ पे मॉर्चरी वगैरह सब जगह पूछ लिया?
सब जगह इधर सब कोना कोना देख लिया, अभी तक उधर भी कुछ काम नहीं। ऐसा बोलते हैं बॉडी उधर मिलेगी पर कुछ काम तो चल नहीं रहा है उधर।
तो क्या कह रहे हैं अभी आपको?
अभी मैं ऐसा बोल रहा हूँ, कामगिरी करो। अगर ये है हाजिर में इधर तो दिखाओ, डेड बॉडी हो तो डेड बॉडी दो हमें, लापता हो तो ऐसा बोलो गुमशुदा हो गए, ये हो गए।
खोल दीजिए इसको दोबारा। ये आए थे यहाँ पर घूमने के लिए? आए हुए थे?
घूमने के लिए आए थे इधर।
और तब से गायब?
हाँ, तब से गायब है।
तो अस्पताल वाले आपको क्यों लग रहा है कि अभी आपको जवाब नहीं दे पा रहे?
अभी कुछ उधर जहाँ पे मैं घटना स्थल पे मैं गया, उधर देखा, मतलब कल से तो बॉडी निकाल ही रहे थे, ठीक। आज मैं अभी उधर गया, अभी कल से हमारी बॉडी ये वाले नहीं मिले अभी तक, नहीं मतलब कुछ भी लगा उसको ये वो वगैरह। अगर डेट हो गई है तो भी सामने लाओ ना। खोजो
कुछ आता पता ही नहीं है।
कुछ आता पता ही नहीं है, कुछ आता पता नहीं है। मनीषा बेन नाम है इसका, दक्षा बेन गोविंद भाई, जामनगर से हम।
अभी अस्पताल में जिस तरह की
130 किलोमीटर दूर कल से हम इधर आए हुए हैं।
अस्पताल में तो इसमें ये सब लोग बिजी हैं तैयारियां करने में।
तो तैयारी करेंगे ना, हमारे पीएम साहब आ रहे तो तैयारी करेंगे ना। नए नए हो गए, कलर मारेंगे, ऐसे चले जाएंगे। उसके बाद कौन क्या देखता है वो कुछ पता ही नहीं है। यही हालत है हमारे देश की।
बहुत नाराज हैं और लाजमी सी बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं भैया, आप बिल्कुल ठीक कह रहे हैं। किसी परिजन के लिए इससे ज्यादा परेशानी की बात, इट कांट बी मोर पेनफुल फॉर एनी फैमिली मेंबर to not know the fate of their loved ones. They are still searching for these two people. दोनों लोग लापता हैं। For both of them, they are searching for both of them. No answers are being given to them. They are saying that there is nothing which is happening right now, and it makes you extremely angry. It makes you very sad. At one point of time, when the entire administration, I'm thankful actually that the Prime Minister did not come yesterday. He gave 24 hours so that the administration could at least focus on few people. Even when he's coming now, this gentleman says for the last 24 hours, now, this evening, there is nobody to give him any answers because everybody is just busy. With Pawan and Ravi, Ankit Tyagi in Morbi, NDTV.
With 130 people dead, so many families devastated, dealing with unthinkable pain. The youngest victim was just 2 years old, and many families have also lost numerous members. A relaxed Sunday outing turning into a night of horror.
मेरे चाचा के 2 लड़के थे, उसकी बीवी थी, उसके दोनों भाई के 2 बच्चे थे, एक हमारी बहन थी, उसके 2 बच्चे थे। टोटल 8 आदमी थे। उसमें एक हमारा जो भाई था उसकी बीवी बच गई, बाकी 7 डेड हो गए।
कल वो लोग वहीं पुल पे गए हुए थे?
जी हाँ, हमारी बहन आई थी जामनगर से, उसको लेके घूमने गए थे।
47 of the over 130 people dead in the Morbi bridge collapse so far are children. For most, the transition from a relaxed Sunday outing to death took just a few seconds, as this suspension bridge, opened just days ago after months of renovation, collapsed. As the death count mounted through the night and early morning, uncontrollable sorrow and many numbed by the scale of the tragedy. 12 family members of BJP MP from nearby Rajkot, Mohan Bhai Kundaria, died in the bridge collapse. The MP had coordinated relief and rescue operations all night. At Morbi's government hospital, 3 kilometers away from the incident spot, survivors recounted the horror.
असमिन भाई, आप कल उस ब्रिज पे मौजूद थे जब ये दुर्घटना हुई? कितने बजे का समय रहा?
6:30 बजे।
और कितने लोग उस ब्रिज पे होंगे?
400 से 500 जना था।
400 से 500। आप मुझे आपने टिकट कोई खरीदा था? हाँ, आप मुझे दिखा पाएंगे टिकट कोई? तो ये वो टिकट है, मैं आपको दिखा दूं, ये असमिन भाई हमें दिखा रहे हैं। 17 रुपए का ये टिकट है जो सभी लोगों को बेचा गया था, और इसमें ओरेवा का, आप इसमें देख सकते हैं, इसमें ओरेवा कंपनी का ब्रांडिंग भी आपको दिखेगा। आप कब से आप यहीं पे बैठे हैं? कल से?
हाँ, कल शाम से यहीं पे बैठे।
The bridge, a heritage structure originally constructed by the British, was recently renovated by the Gujarat-based Oriva Group, a watchmaker with no record of infrastructure projects that got a 2 crore rupee bridge repair contract for unexplained reasons.
Since last night, teams of SDRF, NDRF, best swimmers and divers from the state were all rushed into the spot. In fact, all the units of defense, that the Army, Navy and the Air Force were also rushed in, and they swung into action from last night. This incident happened at about 6:30 in the evening. when a cable bridge, which is right in front, just above the river Machchhu, it collapsed, and it was a cable bridge which was a historical bridge in Morbi in Gujarat.
With Tanushri Pandey and Ankit Tyagi, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And glaring lapses have been exposed after the bridge tragedy. Why was there no tender process for the bridge repair contract, and why was it given to the Oreva group that had no experience in infrastructure projects? Why was the 150-year-old bridge allowed to be opened early without any fitness check, and why no crowd regulation followed there? NDTV asks these tough questions.
हाय सर एक क्वेश्चन लेना चाहूंगी सर। ये जो ब्रिज खुला था, इसे फिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट लिया गया था सर? गवर्नमेंट ने फिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट दिया था ओरेवा ग्रुप को सर? सर गवर्नमेंट हैज मेजर रिस्पांसिबिलिटीज, प्लीज बता दीजिए हर्ष जी। आप यहाँ पे पूरी रात मौजूद थे सर। इट्स अ वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट क्वेश्चन, गवर्नमेंट हैज टू आंसर प्लीज सर। हर्ष सर प्लीज ये सवाल का जवाब दे दीजिए कि गवर्नमेंट ने एक फिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट दिया था कि नहीं सर? तो क्या सर ब्रिज को सर्टिफिकेट, फिटनेस सर्टिफिकेट, हजारों के लोग यहाँ पे आ रहे हैं, सरकार कहाँ थी सर? ऑफिशियल्स कहाँ थे सर?
जांच कमेटी का गठन किया है और जांच कमेटी वो अपने एक्सपर्ट की कमेटी है, टेक्निकल एक्सपर्ट की कमेटी है, वो निष्कर्ष जो भी ढूंढेंगे उसके मुताबिक जो भी करना पड़ेगा सरकार करेगी।
सर आपसे बहुत शुक्रिया, बट सर एक तरीके की जांच कमेटी, सो दैट वाज MOS। आपको क्या लगता है कि सरकार अपना रिस्पॉन्सिबिलिटी से हाथ धो रही है कि सही बात है?
नहीं, वो तो मुझे मालूम नहीं है, सर्टिफिकेट लिया नहीं लिया वो तो मुझे मालूम नहीं है, लेकिन वो जो घटना घटी है वो एक मानव सहज एक दुखद घटना हुई है। तो इनमें क्या हुआ है वो तो सर्च के बाद मालूम होगा, लेकिन गवर्नमेंट ने पूरी तरह से ये सीरियसली मैटर लिया है और खुद CM भी यहाँ है और गवर्नमेंट के पूरे प्रतिनिधि भी यहाँ है। इनके बारे में आगे सर्च करके जो कुछ ही इनमें जिम्मेदार होंगे इनके करेंगे, लेकिन अब ये घटना हुई है वो तो सबके लिए, परिवारों के लिए दुखद घटना हुई।
बिल्कुल। और अगर सरकार की गलती आई सामने तो आप लोग क्या एक्शन लेंगे?
गवर्नमेंट का इश्यू है, वो सर्च करके बाद में जो इश्यू आएगा उनके बारे में।
बट सर 140 लोग अपनी जान गंवा चुके हैं, ये आप, so that was the ex-MLA and he he is also trying to evade the tough questions.
This is the Morbi Bridge last week at its reopening. And this is Jaisukh Bhai Patel and his family. He heads the firm which renovated and reopened it 5 days ago before Sunday's disaster. The firm is Oreva, known for making clocks, LED lighting and similar electronics.
This is the same company which manufactures clocks, alarm clocks, watch, telephones, calculators, e-bikes, according to their website. This company was given, possibly without scrutiny, a contract to repair a 140-year-old bridge.
The police has filed an FIR which says they did not conduct a proper quality check or take adequate care or manage matters properly. It accuses them of being aware of the possibility of fatal dangers, saying, due to their seriously irresponsible and careless gesture of opening up the bridge to the public on the 26th of October 2022, despite anticipating the possible consequences of injury and even death to the common people, many people have lost their lives. The bridge collapsed when an old cable which was not changed during the said renovation snapped, plunging hundreds of people into the river. There were over 300 people on it. For years, there had been reports of how precarious this bridge was. An investigation by NDTV pieces together key parts of what happened. At a press conference last week, the firm's boss made some revealing statements. Firstly, Oreva outsourced the renovation and it cost 2 crore rupees. Secondly, they were to manage the bridge for at least 7 years, charging an entry fee, which would be hiked annually. Thirdly, the firm's boss promised the renovations would last 8 to 10 years. It did not last a week. In fact, shockingly, the firm seems concerned about the sturdiness of the bridge even after the renovation. This is the tender between the firm, Morbi Municipal Corporation and Ajanta Manufacturing Private Limited. The contract was given for renovation maintenance. Renovation was to take at least 8 to 10 months, but the bridge reopened only in 7. With Tanushri Pandey and Ankit Tyagi in Morbi, Bureau Report, NDTV.
And in the middle of all the politics over the bridge collapse, do spare a thought for the families of the 130 dead for whom life will never be the same again.
जो बना दुखद हुआ, जो मालूम पड़ा तुरंत पूरा तंत्र इधर आ गया है।
हमारी बहन आई थी जामनगर से, उसको लेके घूमने गए थे।
Now some Twitter news after Elon Musk's takeover. Now for years, the blue check mark on a Twitter handle was a matter of prestige among users. It was limited to celebrities, high-profile global citizens, government officers and news reporters. But now everyone may soon be able to get that blue tick and users could pay to stay verified. Reports have emerged that say pay $20 a month to get the coveted blue tick. The feature will also be a part of the Twitter blue subscription. Elon Musk to fire engineers if this feature is not rolled out on time. So this are the news reports coming out of Twitter that possibly soon you can pay and get that blue tick on your Twitter handle. Well, let's now go across to Tanushri, who joins us from Morbi. And Tanushri, this morning again search operations have begun for any bodies that may be still there in the Machchhu river. And today the Prime Minister too will be visiting. As Ankit was reporting there, the hospital is being spruced up ahead of that visit this afternoon.
Absolutely, Gargi. In fact, what Ankit just showed, and he was there in the Morbi Civil Hospital last night, and you know what he witnessed from his own eyes is absolutely appalling, to say the least, Gargi. Because when we went to the hospital in the afternoon and we were there all day through, there were people who were looking, who were searching desperately for their loved ones. There were people who were waiting endlessly for their relatives to wake up. You know, many people were lying unconscious, and outside the mortuary, it was a mad scene, Gargi. There were so many dead bodies, and mostly of them of children. So you can imagine that what the situation must have been. And there were no facilities, you know, there were very less facilities. But when we went to the same hospital in the midnight, we saw the hospital almost getting a makeover, almost getting a renovation. And that is not for the patients, even at a time of tragedy. That is because a VVIP moment, Prime Minister Narendra Modi himself is going to come to Morbi and visit the civil hospital. So it's absolutely you know, appalling and shameful for the authorities to do this kind of a spruce up to the hospital, to say the least. And Gargi, coming back to the rescue operations have resumed from this morning 6 a.m. onwards. All the divers, the swimmers, the NDRF, SDRF teams, along with the Navy boats and the army units have again resumed the operation. The government is giving us you know, a number that a few dead bodies are missing, a few people are unaccounted for. But what we are picking up from the rescue teams, that there are you know, there are more than still there are tens of people who are unaccounted for. So let's not get ahead of ourselves, and I will once we are at the location, we will exactly confirm you that how many people are still missing. Because you know, there were many families who were not from Gujarat. They were migrant workers from different states. So their families are just getting to know, and they are right now coming to Gujarat and filing a missing complaint. So the story, definitely the tragedy is yet not over. We will get to know in some time the exact correct figure as to how many people are still missing. But to give you a correct figure of the death toll, Gargi, as of now, 134 people are confirmed dead. More than hundreds of people have been discharged already from the hospital. There are still tens of people who are admitted in the hospital with severe injuries. I was speaking to a doctor yesterday, Gargi, and he told me that, many people are still, it's been more than 24 hours, but many people are still unconscious because when they fell from the bridge into the river, they fell into the concrete area and their head hit a rock. So, they are still carrying out x-rays and trying to ascertain as to whether these people have actually suffered serious injuries, because you can imagine, even after 24 hours, if people are not getting up, if people are not waking up, if they are still unconscious, there must have been severe injuries. So in the hospital, the scene is extremely grim. We will be going to the location where the tragedy happened and getting you a sense of how the rescue operations are going. Many people are what kind of people are yet to be accounted for. All those details we'll be giving you in some time. But yes, the entire Morbi district has been turned into a fortress because Prime Minister Narendra Modi will be visiting here. He will be first going to the bridge area where the suspension bridge collapsed. Then he will be coming to the hospital to meet and pay his condolences to the families of those who have lost their loved ones. This we have been told. Prime Minister will be visiting Morbi at around 3:45, and there has been huge security and a police bandobast which we can see in the area, which was not even there yesterday, Gargi.
Right, and Tanushree, if we talk about, the investigation so far, what we've seen is there have been some arrests, but none of the bosses, nobody of, great magnitude has been arrested, in the sense it's all been like managers, those who are selling tickets, and even security guards who've been arrested. So what of the probe into this tragedy?
Gargi, we have been questioning the police officials as well as the authorities because the arrest looks like a sham work, because 4 people have been arrested. Out of them, 2 are guards, 2 are security guards. One was the ticket seller and one is a middle level manager. So no big fish, no, the big ones in the company have not even been touched. They have not even been detained for questioning. And, the police is only trying to basically hush up the case by just arresting these small people who might have nothing to do with this tragedy, Gargi, because we have been told, and we were the first channel to report, Municipal Corporation Chief confirmed to NDTV as soon as the incident happened that this company Oreva did not have a fitness certificate from the concerned authorities. But the main question, Gargi, here is that how were the government officials and how were the entire administration and the municipal corporation let this private company open a bridge after renovation without keeping them in loop. We have also showed a press conference which the Oreva group carried out on the 26th of October when they reopened the bridge, saying that now this bridge will not need any renovation work for the next 10 to 8 years. And just 5 days after, we are seeing one of the biggest tragedies happening, not just in the state of Gujarat, but in the entire country in the recent times, Gargi. So there are many investigation questions. One of the most important question, Gargi, here is, Oreva is essentially a watchmaker company. Then why was, an inexperienced firm given a contract to repair a public infrastructure bridge in the first place? So all these questions we are continuing to ask the administration, the government officials. We are also trying to ascertain as to, what really went behind into this government contract, the government tender, and how did the bridge actually fall? Who was really at fault? Because Gargi, accountability has to be pinned. 134 is not a small number, it's a huge number. And yesterday the nursing staff was telling us that, at least 40 children were brought dead, to the hospital, and they have not seen this kind of casualty. The magnitude of casualty was such, and the dead bodies were in such a bad shape that even the doctors were just scared to look at them. So you can imagine the situation that there were so many children who have lost their life. There were so many women who have lost their lives. The families are still desperately looking for their loved ones because so many people are still missing. So this kind of a situation has only arisen because the government officials, the authorities, the administration did not follow the protocol. They let the company to flout rules under their noses. So this is a big question, and the government must answer these questions, Gargi, and we are continuing to ask all these important questions to whoever we found on the ground.
Right, absolutely. And one hopes that, information is given to the relatives who are searching for their loved ones. As Ankit was reporting from the hospital, there was a man desperately searching for a newly engaged couple who had gone to the bridge, and he says their phones are off, but they're so busy with, the repair work and the renovation work that nobody was giving him information. So there must be some sort of, way that people can, some sort of desk that they can go for this information. But yes, you've been reporting about, how the sort of lapses that took place in this bridge collapse. Earlier, the municipality claimed that they hadn't given, a certificate, a fitness certificate for the bridge to open. But later, we saw that there was, actually a press conference that, spoke about opening of the bridge. And given that so many people locally knew the bridge had reopened, that sort of argument really falls flat, doesn't it, Tanushree? Even the local authorities are culpable in this entire matter.
Absolutely, Gargi. Municipal corporation right now coming out and telling us that it was all the blame of a private company which did not procure the fitness certificate. It is all a, just a blame game to basically throw a private company under the bus. The municipal corporation and the government officials are clearly at fault here, because a private company cannot reopen a bridge without keeping the government officials, without keeping the administration and authorities in the loop. That is absolutely impossible. Secondly, there was a huge inauguration. There was a big press conference which took place in Morbi on 26th of October when the bridge was reopened. And the most important thing, Gargi, here, and I have no idea how the municipal corporation is going to answer this question, that on the 26th of October, the bridge was reopened and the incident happened day before yesterday. It's been 5 days. Where were the municipal corporation people when the private company was selling tickets to hundreds of people to come on a bridge and overcrowd the bridge, and such a big incident happened? This could have easily been averted. So the corporation, the administration, the authorities, the government official have a lot of questions to answer, which they are clearly not. I question the Home Minister of Gujarat, Harsh Sanghvi, categorically yesterday, saying that, sir, where was the government when the fitness certificate was not given? Were you kept in the loop? And he had absolutely no question to answer. And Gargi, let's not forget that these are the same people who were busy, in a high decibel election campaigning just hours before the incident happened. And now, when we are questioning them about the tragedy, they have absolutely no answers to give. They are quite tight-lipped on the entire matter. So this definitely raises a big question as to, the government's responsibility, the administration and authorities' responsibility, Gargi, because what is the value of a life in this country, and that of a poor man? Imagine the families who have still not found their relatives. Imagine the families, Gargi. I met a mother yesterday. Her name was Priyanka Jogiani. She's a local of Morbi. She was there on the bridge with two of her kids. Her son was 6-year-old, her daughter was 4-year-old, and now she has lost both of them. The inconsolable mother told me, Gargi, and she was crying, and she told me that what am I going to do with the compensation money? I have lost both my kids, because the police was nowhere to be seen, and the company was minting money by giving tickets of rupees 17, and they allowed at least 400 to 500 people on a bridge which did not have the capacity to take so many people. The bridge only had a capacity to take about 100 to 150 people. So clearly there is a huge tragedy which has already taken place. Now the government and the administration clearly cannot, bring back the dead to life, but they must answer all these questions. We must pin some accountability so that this kind of tragedy doesn't happen in the future in our country, Gargi.
That's right, Tanushree. Many lapses. Thanks so much for joining us, and we'll return to you for more updates. But as Tanushree was reporting there, glaring lapses have been exposed in this tragedy. No tendering process for the bridge repair contract. Why was it given to this group Oreva that had no experience in infrastructure projects? Why was the bridge allowed to open without any fitness check? And why was there no crowd regulation? 9 people have been arrested, but none of them are any position of authority or bosses. They're all low-level managers. They're low-level employees, managers, ticket collectors, and even 3 security guards.
This is the Morbi Bridge last week at its reopening. And this is Jaisukh Bhai Patel and his family. He heads the firm which renovated and reopened it 5 days ago before Sunday's disaster. The firm is Oreva, known for making clocks, LED lighting and similar electronics.
This is the same company which manufactures clocks, alarm clocks, watch, telephones, calculators, e-bikes, according to their website. This company was given, possibly without scrutiny, a contract to repair a 140-year-old bridge.
The police has filed an FIR which says they did not conduct a proper quality check or take adequate care or manage matters properly. It accuses them of being aware of the possibility of fatal dangers, saying, due to their seriously irresponsible and careless gesture of opening up the bridge to the public on the 26th of October 2022, despite anticipating the possible consequences of injury and even death to the common people, many people have lost their lives. The bridge collapsed when an old cable, which was not changed during the said renovation, snapped, plunging hundreds of people into the river. There were over 300 people on it. For years, there had been reports of how precarious this bridge was. An investigation by NDTV pieces together key parts of what happened. At a press conference last week, the firm's boss made some revealing statements. Firstly, Oreva outsourced the renovation and it cost 2 crore rupees. Secondly, they were to manage the bridge for at least 7 years, charging an entry fee, which would be hiked annually. Thirdly, the firm's boss promised the renovations would last 8 to 10 years. It did not last a week. In fact, shockingly, the firm seems concerned about the sturdiness of the bridge even after the renovation. This is the tender between the firm, Morbi Municipal Corporation and Ajanta Manufacturing Private Limited. The contract was given for renovation maintenance. Renovation was to take at least 8 to 10 months, but the bridge reopened only in 7. With Tanushri Pandey and Ankit Tyagi in Morbi, Bureau Report, NDTV.
Welcome back. Let's now get you news on The Wire. And the collective of independent digital news portals, DigiPub India, condemned Delhi police searches in the homes of the editors of The Wire. The Delhi police carried out searches at the offices of The Wire and residences of 4 of its editors, Siddharth Vardarajan, M.K. Venu, Siddharth Bhatia and Janvi Sen. The searches were carried out following an FIR which was registered against the portal and its editors on charges of cheating, forgery, defamation and criminal conspiracy on the basis of a criminal defamation complaint filed by BJP IT cell chief Amit Malviya. A statement issued by the collective says a journalist or media organization that publishes a false report ought to be held accountable by their peers and civil society. But for the police to carry out an immediate and arbitrary search of editors' homes based entirely on a private complaint of defamation filed by a spokesperson of the ruling party smacks of malified intentions. The statement also expressed serious concerns over the danger of these searches being used as an excuse to seize and duplicate confidential and sensitive data held by The Wire. The association also expressed concerns that the investigation could become a tool to further worsen the already fraught state of journalism in India. The complaint was filed by Malviya 2 days ago following an FIR registered and accusing The Wire of cheating, forgery and defamation, referring to a series of stories on Meta, one of which had named him. The veracity of the stories was denied by Meta as well, which alleged that the documents and emails used were fabricated. The Wire had retracted the stories on the 23rd of October, admitting that it had failed in its due diligence.
Delhi police on Monday evening conducted searches at the premises of The Wire and its editor Siddharth Vardarajan, M.K. Venu and few others in connection with the media organization's reportage over Instagram. This particular search operation was based on the FIR that the Delhi Police Crime Branch registered based on the complaint from BJP IT cell in charge Amit Malviya. Amit Malviya had alleged that The Wire, along with the editors, criminally conspired in order to malign the reputation of Amit Malviya. And taking cognizance of the complaint by Amit Malviya, the Delhi Police had registered an FIR against The Wire and also its editors, including Siddharth Vardarajan, M.K. Venu and others, for allegedly criminally conspiring and also on allegations of forgery and also cheating over their reportage over the Instagram story. In fact, The Wire had done a story that allegedly on the influence of Amit Malviya, the Instagram was taking down some of the posts of the users, and based on that particular reportage, there were several back and forth between The Wire and also the Instagram, the Meta company. In fact, the Meta had said some of the documents that The Wire had put out are fabricated. So after an internal review, The Wire had taken down, retracted this entire series of stories on this particular subject. But Amit Malviya had filed a criminal complaint with the Delhi police, and taking cognizance of this particular criminal complaint today, that's on Monday evening, the Delhi police conducted searches at the premises of Wire office premises and also the residential premises of both Siddharth Varadarajan and also MK Menon. What we are being told is that all their electronic devices have been seized by the Delhi police. With camera person Joseph, this is Arvind Gunasekar for NDTV.
Now for Delhi's annual crisis, that's the air pollution crisis in air quality in Delhi, has entered the severe category today, which means it affects healthy people as well and severely impacts those with existing diseases. The pollution levels are rising with increasing farm fires in neighboring states such as Punjab. So the air quality will remain very poor till November 5th. That's the forecast by the Ministry of Earth Sciences. Delhi is the second most polluted major city globally, and farm fire counts more than this time last year. Stubble burning share in pollution is at 22% versus 12% last year. This is according to SAFAR, and 16,004 fire incidents in Punjab have been recorded this season, according to the state government dashboard. So pollution increasing in Delhi, and people are advised not to go out for exercise. Now, news of the Munagode bypole in Telangana. An 89 lakh unaccounted cash was seized from a car in Jubilee Hills area of Hyderabad with suspected link to the Munagode bypole that's just 3 days away. Just take a look at that pile of cash. Remember, the Munagode bypole is being talked about for the amount of cash being thrown at this bypole as it's turned into a prestige battle. And at a time when the TRS and BJP are going all out in Munagode, even as the campaign comes to an end this evening, Telangana Congress Chief Revanth Reddy is having to split his time between the bypole and the Bharat Jodo Yatra. Reddy spoke exclusively to NDTV's Uma Sudhir and said it is only a bypole, and accuses both the BJP and TRS of spending filthy money. He says 500 crore each is spent, making it the world's costliest election.
High stakes, high profile election in Telangana's Munugodu, and I have with me Telangana's PCC President, Mr. Revanth Reddy. Very, very busy days for you. Is this become such a high profile election, and people are projecting it as though it's a fight between the ruling party at the center and the ruling party in the state?
I don't think so. This is a high profile election. This is an expensive election, I can say. So here, this ruling party in central and the ruling party in state, they are trying to show their filthy financial strength. So here, people are very intelligent. They know how to handle these people, money power, muscle power, how to handle, or otherwise how to deal these political parties. Yeah, definitely people will going to give a result in November 3rd.
This has been a Congress stronghold to a large extent, and yet it is your own party member who actually resigned and forced this bypole.
Yeah, I know. But here everything is polarized in a three corner. I cannot say one party is strong, one party is weak. The individuals emerged with the Congress party, they have moved to BJP. So now we are facing a new problem. So we have to address all those issues. At the same time, Bharat Jodo Yatra also in Telangana, I have to, and party cadres have to address Bharat Jodo as well this Mungodu election. Let us see what is going to happen.
That was in fact my next question, to say that it is this very ironic situation where you are fighting such a big bypole, which is being seen by many people as a semi-final, and yet you have a Bharat Jodo Yatra passing through your state. Isn't that actually dividing your attentions?
Yeah, definitely, but we have our own cadres or otherwise a working style. we will address Bharat Jodo as well Munugodu by-election. But this is not a semi-final or anything. This is the only one by-election. So we have similar experiences in 2009 to 2014 when combined state was there. All the time Telugu Desam Party was lost their deposits. But in 2014 they have got absolute majority in Andhra Pradesh. From 2014 to 2019 in Andhra Pradesh, Nandyala by-election was there. TDP was got 30,000 majority in that by-election. After that 2019 they have lost miserably. So we cannot say one election carries other election. So some of the elections have got BJP or TRS or municipal election, other election, we have got some advantage. But it is not a carry forward system.
A lot of Hawala money doing the rounds is what we hear, or is it digital money? I don't know. But what are the kind of numbers that you're seeing, and fighting that is going to be very difficult, isn't it?
So it is nothing but...
or are you part of the race also?
No,
with money?
Not with money. We are with the cadre-based party. We are trying to put our efforts, our cadre and leaders. But the BJP as well, TRS, they were trying to show their financial strength. That is how all these issues are happening. Now, one side Amit Shah is using CRPF and income tax people. Other hand, KCR is using police department, intelligence department, task force and SIB and SIT people also. They were moving in villages. More than 10,000 police were deployed in Munugodu constituency to manage political things. So unfortunately, these two governments are using frontal organizations, all departments as a frontal organizations. Nowadays, people are saying that ED meaning election department for Bharatiya Janata Party. And at the same time, even intelligence department also doing only political job. So it's a very unfortunate thing.
The campaign around Mr. Komat Reddy, Rajgopal Reddy, saying that it is a contract that in fact was a quid pro quo for him to join the party. You say that you are the one in fact who first brought that to light.
Yes, it's a fact. No one can deny. Even Rajgopal Reddy also accepted that contract thing. So everything is in black and white. So here no one is denying that contract thing. The only quid pro quo. Then how come he's joined or moved? This is an opposition party in Telangana. There is no point to joining opposition party to another opposition. But we have our strength in assembly 6 MLAs. BJP has got only 3 MLAs. How come he is resigning and joining BJP? So everything is clear. So no one can deny anything.
One of the problems with the Congress has been that people who have reposed faith in you, so many of your MLAs actually switched to the ruling party. So how to trust the Congress is the question that many people may ask.
Yes, we are facing that problem. Definitely general election we are going to overcome that problem. If I got 60 plus, why these people are trying to shift their loyalty? Only point is magic number is 60. I have to get that 60. That is the only solution for this anti-defection thing.
You are saying you will become the ruling party by getting 60 plus, but people are saying Telangana, Congress is over in Andhra Pradesh and Congress is almost on its last leg in Telangana.
We'll see. So most of the time people are saying same thing. In 1994, Congress has got only 26 seats out of 294. After 10 years, we have got to 250 seats in the same Andhra Pradesh Assembly. So nothing is fixed or nothing is permanent. So we know how to gain, how to win the election.
Your party MP, Mr. Komat Reddy, Venkat Reddy, he has been almost openly seeming to be supporting his brother, who is a BJP candidate. How do you react to that?
So that subject is seized by the AICC. I cannot comment.
A notice has been sent to the MP, of course.
Yes, yes.
Just a couple of days ago, you had a rather emotional press conference where you spoke about getting rather isolated in your own party.
Not our party. KCR and BJP is trying to corner me just because of I am threat for that two political parties. I have same thing expressed to my in my press meet to my cadres. That's all. Nothing to do with my own party.
Congress has too many leaders or too many claimants?
Yes, that is our strength and weakness. What is wrong in it? Every party, this is not family-owned party. This is the people's party. So everyone can aspire anything. See, Mallikarjun Kharge ji, small Dalit family from Telangana to AICC president after quite long journey, 54 years journey. They started his career with a small INTC trade work. From there to AICC president. Sky is the limit for any ordinary man in Congress party. We can emerge any level to any level. See, myself also, I'm a farmer son from a remote village from Mahbub Nagar remote area of Nalamala forest. Within 15 years, I have got this position, PCC president. So, we can aspire anything.
So, is it the diktat of Mr. Mallikarjun Kharge which is going to work, or the Sonia Rahul family?
मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी हमारा अध्यक्ष बन गए. आप देखा लोकसभा में वो फ्लोर लीडर था, उनके खुद कैसे चलाया फ्लोर को आप देखा. सोनिया जी साथ साथ में यूपीए चेयरपर्सन भी होगा. मल्लिकार्जुन खड़गे जी लोकसभा को चलाया, अभी राज्यसभा में भी फ्लोर लीडर था, अभी अध्यक्ष भी बनाए. वो उनको पता है, उनका एक्सपीरियंस से काम करने वाले हैं कि इसीलिए कोई शक नहीं कर सकते उनके एक्सपीरियंस को और उनके डिसीजन को. तो वो हमारा तेलंगाना के हमारा भाई है, हमारा भाई हिंदुस्तान को चला सकता है. हम तेलंगाना गर्व है. पीवी नरसिम्हा राव के बाद ये तेलंगाना से और एक नेता AICC अध्यक्ष बना है. अभी देश को आगे ले जाने के लिए हम जितना करना है उतना कोशिश करने वाले हैं.
Having the Bharat Jodo Yatra passing through the state at the same time as this bipoll, doesn't it actually divide your resources, which you yourself have admitted are very limited?
I need not to spend anything for Bharat Jodo Yatra. Voluntarily, people are coming and joining Bharat Jodo Yatra. And politically, you know what is our financial capacity or other capacities. I need not to worry about the resources.
Munugodu, what is the kind of money flow that we are seeing? Tell me about what you hear or what you know.
According to rumors or otherwise my source, BJP is spending around 500 crores and TRS also matching with the BJP. So it is going to plus or minus 10%, 1,000 crores for this election.
Is this going to be the, I mean, we are not seeing any that kind of seizures, hardly about 20 crores, 24 crores is what we are seeing.
So these people are working with coordination. This is the world costliest election. I cannot say India's costliest election. There is no such type of spending in election all over world. I've seen US or any other country elections. I've seen everything. This is the world's costliest election going in Munugodu, which is very unfortunate.
Why is Munugodu so important then? I mean, hardly one term of 1 year of term is
not even 1 year. The only budget session is left. But they are trying to, Amit Shah and KCR is, they wanted to show their strength in the name of money or by-election. It's the only competition between two big wigs. They are showing their financial strength.
You're saying they're competition and yet you're saying that they are hand in glove with each other.
Yes, that is what friendly contest. I mean to say, here there are two things. One is enemy's enemy, friend. So here Congress is bitter enemy for BJP as well TRS. These people are trying to kill Congress party, not defeat. They are trying to kill Congress party, Bharat Mukt Congress. So Congress Mukt Bharat, whatever slogan is there. So they are trying to prove that point. So everyone know that all these 8 years, BJP and TRS coordinated in the Lok Sabha or Rajya Sabha. Now, how come suddenly they have two voices? Is it possible?
You also said that you filed cases against what you have been calling as irregularities or corruption, whereas the central government you're saying is not taking action. They are also making those very big allegations.
I have filed clear-cut public interest litigation in Delhi High Court. I have got direction to Election Commission of India. Intern Election Commission of India has given direction to the CBDT chairman to inquire and furnish the report. Last 4.5 years, that is pending with the CBDT chairman. So how come 4.5 years, one officer, Election Commission of India direction, they are ignoring simply. And moreover, Election Commission of India ignoring Delhi High Court direction. So, see how these people are functioning or otherwise how these people are creating hurdles for one inquiry. It's a clear-cut categorical evidence.
One last thing. The Congress candidate here is the daughter of someone who was a very reputed leader here. What are the pluses that you're seeing for your party? Is it the women's vote that you're banking on?
Not only women vote, Palwai Govardhan served a quite long time for Munugodu constituency, almost 50 years. He was worked with Jawaharlal Nehru, Indira Gandhi ji, Machchhu Gandhi ji, Sonia Gandhi ji, and as well Rahul Gandhi ji. And second generation of Palwai Govardhan family, now contesting for assembly election. Yes, definitely she is highly qualified woman, and moreover the family served like anything for this area. This is two strengths I have, where you people are questioning me my financial strength. My asset is candidate and candidate qualification and integrity. At the same time, BJP doesn't have any candidate stature or otherwise integrity, as well TRS.
He's your own leader who we have said has jumped to that party.
Yes, after jumping only he has created all these things. No, then only we came to know that he has got 22,000 crores contract with BJP. As long as he was in Congress party, he was a quite normal person. Once he has got 22,000 crores worth of contract in mining department, that changed a lot. So it is simple.
So are you telling people you can take the money but vote for us? Is that what you're telling?
No comment.
Okay. So that was Revanth Reddy, as usual, making his points quite strikingly, and also ensuring that he does not miss out on saying that it is the Congress which is going to win in this election despite not having the money power. In Munugodu, with camera person Nagaraju, Umasudi, NDTV.
Well, returning now to news from Gujarat, the search operation in the river where the bridge snapped has resumed today morning. Bodies are feared trapped in the muddy waters. It's India's worst bridge tragedy in decades, where over 130 people have died after the colonial-era bridge collapsed in Morbi on Sunday. This includes 47 children. The youngest was just 2 years old. Gujarat will be observing a day of state mourning tomorrow. Now, the NDRF has said that it suspects that some bodies may be there on the floor of the river, and they've resumed the operation also with the help of deep divers as well. So the search is still on for bodies after Sunday's tragic accident.